So many of you are on a healing journey and you might be feeling stuck, or you might be getting frustrated with your body, or you're just like, why am I not healing? Why do I have this pain? I wish it would go away. Well, what kind of signals are you really sending to your body? Maybe that could be why you're not healing. Today's topic is about the conscious cell. So if you do or do not know, everything has a consciousness to it. Everything in the universe is connected and everything speaks to one another. The tiniest little atom, the center of the atom, has the entire universe. So we can speak to everything in this universe because it all has consciousness. You have a consciousness, animals have consciousness, plants even have consciousness. So there's an example that back in the 60s, there was a man that did an experiment on a plant to show that it had consciousness. And he had hooked up some electrodes to this plant. And it showed kind of like brainwaves, I guess, if you will, of the plants. And he was telling the plant, I'm going to light you on fire. And the plant like started getting really stressed out, like it was showing, it's stressed out. He went to go get matches, and when he came back, he realized that the plant was really stressed out. So all of a sudden, he kind of put the matches down, like, okay, I'm not going to burn you. And then the plant settled down. Then he realized this, so he's like, okay, well, I'm going to hold the matches and be like, okay, I'm going to burn you. But the plant didn't respond because the plant knew subconsciously he didn't have the intention the second time around to actually burn the plant. So I'm telling you this story because I want you to kind of reflect a little bit on what kind of things you might be telling your body, consciously or subconsciously. So sure, you might be meditating and you're like, I'm waiting for that magic moment when the universe just heals me and everything's gone in an instant. And you're just focusing every day, going in your meditation. You're like, okay, am I going to come out healed? Am I going to come out healed? That's all it takes is just the universe to just give me my healing. Yes, that can happen. But I think that happens because people learn to love themselves, or they have learned to just surrender who that person was and not care about all that anymore, and they just let it all go. If you're still getting frustrated every day looking for your healing, now you could say, oh, I'm living in lack. But think about your body. Now, your body is trying to send you signals to begin with. Why is your body in pain? Your body is in pain because something is off. You have caused some kind of a pain in your body through emotions getting stuck, traumas getting stuck, a buildup of toxins of some sort in your body, and your body is yelling and screaming at you, I need help. Please help me. And just think about a baby. A baby, why does a baby cry? Because a baby needs help. It wants you to feed it. It's tired. It's telling you, help me. I need something. And as soon as you give it what it needs, it stops. Now, you're not going to go to that baby and be like, what do you need? Get away. You're so annoying. You're going to help that baby. I mean, maybe if it's your own baby, you're definitely going to do that to it. You're not going to reject that baby and just yell at that baby and hate that baby. The baby is asking you to help it, just like your body is asking you to help it. It needs help. It's like, help, help, help. It's screaming at you. So what I've been discovering lately is, some of you guys know I'm still trying to grow my gallbladder back. And I think that it stems from me probably initially having a bad liver because of some medicine that I took that I think screwed it up, birth control pills. And so I've been trying to heal my liver first in order to grow my gallbladder back. And so I was like, well, how can I do that? And I've been trying to like talk to it and picture it healed and different things like that. But I've really got into it when I discovered this book at a local bookstore, used bookstore. And it's a book from the early 1900s. It's by Yogi Ramacharaka. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. It was called The Science of Psychic Healing. And there's a whole bunch of books in the series. This one's Hatha Yoga. And in both of the books, he just talks about living your life, I guess, respecting your body, about eating right and breathing right and speaking to your body to see what's wrong, to heal it. And really your body, when it has dis-ease or disease in it, or something's wrong with it, or you have pains, it's because mainly of two things. One is because you're not breathing right. Two is because you're not digesting right. Of course, it could go to, okay, well, I've got stuck emotions in my body too. You could go on that. But a lot of you, I know too, that, that's kind of hard to get those emotions and stuff. That's like another topic. But anyway, going back to that, when we breathe in oxygen, and that oxygen goes to our cells, and those cells bring all that oxygen to our body to help them thrive. It's basically food for your cells. Another way your cells get food is for you to digest food. So digestion starts in the mouth, chew up your food really well, and then it goes down to your stomach. And if you didn't digest it well in your mouth, then it goes down to your stomach. And your stomach can scream at you and say, that's really kind of where disease starts. It starts in the stomach and moves to the liver and the small intestine, large intestine, all the way down the line. And this book is telling you to basically speak to those organs to wake them up and to love into them. Now, if you know Bruce Lipton talks a lot about the cell. And there was a quote from his book, The Biology of Belief, where he says, it's the environment. I can't remember the exact quote, but he's basically saying the environment affects the cell. And because some people say, well, your DNA is affecting your whatever, you have high cholesterol because it's in your DNA, because your mom had it, your dad had it. I have high blood pressure because it runs in the family. Well, those I think are beliefs that are put into your brain. Some people like say, well, I'm an undermethylator and I was born with a gene mutation. And I don't believe that. Were you tested when you're born to see if you had that gene mutation? Now, yeah, maybe you did. Maybe your mom passed it down to you and you have it. But I believe that you are subconsciously mutating your genes from what's going on in your environment. I recently learned about this lady that reversed her allergies to cats, and they went back to when she first discovered her allergies. And she went to bend down to pet a cat when she was really little, and she sneezed. And her mom right away said, oh, you must be allergic to cats. Your aunt's allergic to cats, so you're allergic to cats. And so she was able to be hypnotized and remove that belief in her head. It was in her subconscious that she's allergic to cats. As soon as that belief was removed from her mind, she lost her allergies to her cats. And so, some people are like, oh, it just runs in your blood. It's in your genes. But I think it's things that go on in your environment that cause that. Now, granted, yes, there are babies that are born with some things. But again, that can go back to the mother's health. I know I was unhealthy when I was pregnant with most of my children. And so my kids have gotten milk allergies and different things like that, which they have overcome, by the way. And so they're in my environment and I'm feeding them whatever stresses I might have. We lived in a moldy house and one of my children has a lot of like allergies and stuff. And I'm like, well, we were living in a moldy environment that was affecting me, which was affecting him. So that wasn't something that ran in the genes. It's because his environment, my environment was his environment. And so your cell's environment is your body's environment. And you can kind of take this to the level of, well, cells are conscious. They think of single-celled organisms. They're very intelligent and they can breathe and eat and digest and think and do things on their own. They're single-cell organism. How do they do that? It's because they have a consciousness to them. And then if you believe in evolution, if you do or don't, either way, you can think of the cells decided that being together as a group is actually stronger. Now, what do your cells do in your body? Well, you start off as just two single cells, and those cells will stem off into every cell in your body, and they create liver cells and small intestine cells, red blood cells. There's all these different cells, and each cell is programmed, if you will, with their consciousness of what they are supposed to do. So, for example, you get a cut on your hand and your cells know, okay, I need to go to this cut and I need to heal it. And they start activating different things inside of that cell to tell it to do something. If you get a bacteria in your body, let's say you get a cold, and your cells will fight it off and they will put that in the DNA of the cell, or whatever, in the brain of the cell, if you will, and say, okay, this is what this cold looks like. Next time this is in the body, we know exactly what we need to do when it comes in. That's why some people say you build your immunity when you get shots or whatever, And so the cells are smart and they know what they're supposed to do. You could say, well, they're getting signals from my brain and that's how they know what to do. They don't have a consciousness. Well, you can tell a person what to do. You can tell a child what to do. And they can do that. You can give commands to something. And if you go back to, well, it's my brain programming, my my cells and telling them what to do. Well, hello? Is that what you're doing to your body right now? You're telling your body that you don't like it being in pain. You're programming it to feel the pain because something in your body got stuck or whatever it was that happened, and you've programmed them and they're yelling at you and you're not listening to them. But if you talk to your cells, talk to them nicely. So you could be like, oh, I've got this pain and I hate it and it won't go away. Just go away. I hate it. Why are you coming up? Man, it was fine yesterday. Why are you back pain? You're yelling. You're frustrated with your pain. Your cells. You're telling your cells you're mad at them. But your cells are like, I'm hurting here. It's like a baby or a small child saying, I need something. I need love. I need food. I'm tired. I need sleep. Whatever it is that they're crying for. You don't yell at that baby. You don't yell at that child and say, just get out of here. You're annoying me. That's what you're doing to your body when you're saying, you're annoying me. Just stop. Does that help? Has that ever helped when you just say, just stop? It might for a child, but they're going to run off really upset at you. But a baby, that's not going to stop. Stop, baby, stop crying. They're not going to stop. They're not getting their needs met, and they're going to continue to cry out. And your cells are going to do the same thing too. They're going to cry out. They're like, okay, you're stressing me out more. Okay. Just love into them. And that's kind of what I've learned to do, is to love my cells more. I saw a documentary recently where a lady grew back her thyroid, and the way she did that is she put her hands on her throat every day and she sent love to her thyroid. She loved her thyroid. She wasn't like, oh, man, you caused me such pain and now I have to live without you and I have these problems. She wasn't thinking that. She was saying, I love you. I love you. Whatever it was that she did, she was sending it love. And that's what you need to do to your body. Just take some time to be with your body and talk with your body. Send it love. Ask what it needs. Some of you might have seen my video I did on that, I forgot the name of the guy, Homoto or something, where he did the rice experiment. And we copied his rice experiment and did it at our house, where we had 3 jars of rice. And he showed that your power of intention or your emotions or your feelings or whatever can affect the rice and the cells of the rice, or the atoms or molecules or whatever, if you will, because water, he did the experiments with water and showed how the water looks so beautiful by giving it love. So we did a jar that got love, and we'd be like, I love you, you're so beautiful, rice. And then we did one where it was like, oh, I hate you, you're horrible, rice, I don't like you. And then we did one where it was ignored. And after about 2 weeks or whatever it was, the one that we sent love to looked really good and healthy. And then the one that we sent hate to was getting kind of mold and rotten. But the one that was ignored actually looked the worst. And so you can take that into your body, because you're 70% water. Your cells are a lot of water. And you can do that too, that they're going to feel the vibration of whatever you are feeling, whatever vibrations you are sending. If you overall are at a low vibration and you just hate the world and you hate life and everything sucks, your body's going to show that. And if you're happy, that's going to raise the vibration of everything in your body, every cell in your body. Now, if there's a particular spot, you're like, well, everything seems fine, but I got this one pain, or it's just my liver or my gut, there's still this problem and I don't know what's wrong. It just won't go away and I hate it. Right there, you're sending that energy. I hate that problem in my body. So that body part or that whatever is feeling unloved or even ignored. I mean, at least maybe you're giving the attention and awareness to it. Some of you might even be ignoring it, and that's even worse. If you're at least giving it attention, it's going to at least try, because you're showing it some kind of attention, but you need to try to love into it more. So this book talks about going through and actually kind of waking it up, just like you would tap somebody on the shoulder and say, can I have your attention? You know, you're tapping them on their shoulder and they're like, oh, hey, okay. They said to do that. Now, if you want to do that, do it. If you don't, whatever. But you can tap that part of your body and say, hey, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've been neglecting you. I'm sorry if I was hard on you. I'm sorry if I had some emotions and they just got stuck there. Let's work together to get this worked out. And I'm sorry if I've been mean to you. And I'm sorry if I fall back and I start hating on you. I know you're just trying to get my attention. Tell it to function. Say, you know, could you work harder to function? I know you're doing the best you can, but can we work a little harder to get this thing fixed? Or can we work a little harder? Like, let's say it's your intestines. Can we work a little harder to get the good gut bacteria in there, or the liver? Can you help get a lot of these toxins out? And then you'll have all that ease. It's like you, when you're going through a dark night of the soul, or you're the phoenix and you get that pressure to like, and then all of a sudden you come out beautiful. Just, you know, have it work a little hard, get that little push, and then it'll feel better afterwards. So just talk to your body and ask it. Even go into meditation and say, you know, like, put some awareness, close your eyes, listen to music, whatever it is you want to do, and put some awareness on even your body in general and see where it is. Because like with autoimmune, sometimes it's just like it's everywhere in your body and you don't know where it is. But if you do that, you might find one particular area that really is calling your attention. So let's just say it's in your lung or your gut or a back pain or something. And just kind of pay attention to where it seems to be calling to you. And that's where maybe you should send your energy to first, send your love to. You know, when you do the meditations, like when you do, when you focus on your energy centers, you're just focusing energy on there. You're giving it attention and you're waking it up. If you focus on your body, wake it up, give it some attention and give it some energy so it can help start doing what it needs to do. So bottom line is just love into your body, because your body reflects the environment. So loving more specific into your body can actually eventually learn to love yourself, because you may not be loving yourself because you're like, well, I have this problem, I have this emotion stuck in my body, all this stuff. Now, stuck emotions, that's another thing, but you could also love into those emotions, because oftentimes those emotions are stuck in your body somewhere. And just by loving into that part of your body where it is, can help to kind of release it. Because emotions, if you know, kind of get stuck down in. Like at the time that you were told to suck it up, don't cry, you shoved it down, whether it's in your throat, your stomach, wherever it happened to be. And now that's stuck in there and it needs to come out. And sometimes, that's why sometimes people will cry when they're doing meditations or whatever, because they're releasing that stuck energy, and you need to do that. That's a wonderful thing to do. There's another thing that I wanted to add. There is something in the book that said that you can train your body to do things on command. So for example, you can control your breath, right? You can slow it down, you can speed it up. Well, it suggested to, why don't you do this with your pooping or with your period? They said if your periods are off, you take a calendar and you can mark every day you want to have your period. And after a couple of months, your subconscious is going to say, oh, it's time to have my period. I'm going to have my period. And I tested this out because ever since I had my gallbladder removed, I've had constipation issues. And I just started doing this. Ever since I had my gallbladder removed, I've had to take fiber every single day. If I don't take fiber, then I start getting miserable. I've had to take fiber every single day. And for the last maybe month and a half now, I have not taken any fiber. And because what I've told myself is, I told myself every day, I'm going to go to the bathroom at 10 a.m. And it took, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 days, and then it started kind of happening. And it was usually about between 10 and 11. And between 10 and 11 a.m., sure enough, I had to go to the bathroom. And I haven't had fiber since. Like I had fiber, then I'm like, I'm going to get off the fiber and just see. I got off the fiber and it's working. It's really working. My body's listening to me. So I'm super excited about this. So learn to love yourself more, learn to listen to your body, learn to talk to your body, love yourself. The books again that I was talking about, one, like I said, was The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. This is a very technical kind of book, but it's got some good information, just learning more about the cell and how it works. And then the Hatha Yoga and the Science of Psychic Healing. Great, wonderful books to learn about being better to your body. This is your body that's going to carry your soul through this life. So you want to learn to love it and respect it, no matter what is going on with it.